the whisper before the storm. Don't scroll, listen carefully. You feel it, that sudden chill that moves through the air, the quiet hum beneath your skin, the sense that something has been following your energy for days. A soft emerald hue flickers at the edge of your vision, like light slipping through the cracks of a forgotten memory. The world feels still for a heartbeat, and in that stillness, you hear a voice, not outside, but inside you, calm, powerful, and full of mercy. It says your name like a promise. This is not coincidence. The emerald light has called you here for a reason. The angels have watched you walk with courage through storms that were never yours to carry. But there is a 7-day curse that still clings to your spirit, an invisible thread of energy that has been draining your joy, your focus, your sleep. You've tried to shake it off, to explain it away as stress, fatigue, or the weight of others' emotions. Yet deep down, you know, something unseen has been feeding on your light. Tonight, the healing begins. If you feel drawn to touch the emerald light of heaven, to walk beneath the wings of the healing angels, and to discover truths that can restore your soul, this is your moment. Subscribe now, not out of habit, but as a sign that you are ready to step into divine restoration. Type Amen in the comments, and let your soul answer heaven's call. Now, breathe. You stand at the edge of a mystery that began long before your birth. The wind shifts, carrying the scent of rain. That's Raphael's presence, subtle yet certain. His emerald aura hums with renewal, a light that sees beyond time. You feel warmth on your chest, and for the first time in days, your heartbeat slows. But there's something else too, a whisper beneath the calm. It warns you, there are 7 days left before the curse completes its circle. You don't understand yet, but your soul remembers. Every 7 days, your mood dips, your energy fades, and strange coincidences pull you into despair. Old arguments resurface. Unexpected obstacles appear. You begin to believe it's bad luck, but luck has nothing to do with it. What you are experiencing is an energy loop, an ancient pattern designed to drain healers, empathic souls, and light workers like you. Archangel Raphael's voice rises like music through your mind. You cannot fight what you do not name. And suddenly, you remember the faces that have haunted your thoughts, people who once stood close but left behind invisible hooks. Toxic ties that pretend to love you but secretly take from you. Each one tied a strand of energy to your aura, a filament that dimmed your glow over time. You thought distance would help, but this curse doesn't obey physical space. It feeds through memory, through unfinished emotion, through every moment you say, maybe they'll change. The emerald light pulses again. This time, stronger. It circles around your heart, forming a shield of sacred flame, not to attack, but to restore. You feel Raphael's wings brush against your shoulders, whispering courage. The storm inside you starts to quiet, and for the first time, you begin to see your pain not as punishment, but as proof of your strength. Each heartbeat becomes a drum of awakening. You realize that your exhaustion, your anxiety, the heavy silence between your thoughts, it's not weakness. It's a sign that your soul has been working overtime to survive in the presence of something that was never meant to stay. The 7-day curse thrives on self-doubt. It convinces you that your healing doesn't matter, that your kindness is a flaw. But tonight, that illusion begins to shatter. You remember what the old text said about Saint Raphael in the Book of Tobit, how he disguised himself as a traveler to guide Tobias through danger and heal his father's blindness. His lesson was never just about physical sight, it was about restoring inner vision, the ability to see truth through illusion. That same spirit walks with you now. Raphael doesn't arrive with thunder or fanfare. He arrives with light, with clarity, with the whisper that says, "You are not cursed, you are being awakened." And yet, the curse doesn't release easily. You'll feel it resist, twisting through your emotions, trying to convince you to stop this process. It will make you tired, distracted, even doubtful. That's how energy traps defend themselves. But remember, emerald light doesn't fight darkness, it absorbs it, transmutes it, heals it. You don't need to fear what's happening. You only need to stay present. You close your eyes, and in that darkness, you see a spark, small, trembling, yet eternal. That is your soul before it was touched by pain. That is the light Raphael is protecting. Around that spark, the emerald fire begins to expand, cleansing every part of your energy field. You can almost hear the faint hum of angelic chants in the background, not songs, but frequencies of restoration. Your mind starts to release the noise. The room feels brighter, the air lighter. You sense colors you can't describe, shades between green and gold. The curse begins to weaken, its grip loosening as you reconnect to divine truth, that your energy is sacred, and nothing has the right to drain it without your consent. This is only the beginning. You've heard the whisper, felt the pull, seen the first flicker of emerald radiance. But what waits ahead is a confrontation, a meeting with the very shadow that has been draining your life force for weeks, maybe years. And you must face it not with anger, but with love, guided by Raphael's voice through every heartbeat. As you breathe now, know this, the next 7 days are sacred. Every sunrise will bring a test, and every night will bring a sign. By the 7th day, the curse will either break, or complete its circle. And the difference will depend on one thing, whether you let the emerald light lead you all the way through. You whisper softly into the air, "I am ready." And somewhere beyond the veil, Raphael smiles. The healing has begun. The shadow that follows you home. The emerald light flickers through your room that night, not bright, not blinding, but soft enough to remind you that something sacred has already begun. Yet as dawn approaches, you feel a strange heaviness in your chest. It's as if the moment you opened yourself to healing, something old woke up too, a presence that doesn't want to leave. You know this feeling. It's that shadow that always seems to find you after moments of joy, whispering doubts, draining your calm, clouding your mind. You wonder, why does peace never last? As you move through your day, small things start to feel off. Your reflection in the mirror looks tired, even though you slept. Your phone buzzes with messages that stir anxiety. A memory rises from nowhere, a person you thought you'd forgotten, a place you swore you'd moved on from. Every time you feel the emerald warmth return, something invisible seems to pull it away again. That's when you understand, the 7-day curse has intelligence. It doesn't attack through fear, it attacks through familiarity. You begin to notice the pattern. The same cycle, week after week, emotional highs followed by unexplained lows, connections that start bright but fade into guilt or exhaustion, sudden bursts of inspiration followed by complete emptiness. It's as if the universe itself plays with your rhythm, testing your resilience. But Archangel Raphael whispers again, the enemy hides in repetition. You start remembering the people whose words left bruises you never saw. The one who smiled while secretly envying your peace. The one who leaned on you for healing but offered none in return. The ones who drained you with endless need until your spirit was too tired to shine. They never meant to curse you, not consciously. But energy doesn't need permission to entangle, it only needs attachment. You recall a night years ago when you felt drained for no reason, sitting alone, questioning your worth. Back then, you didn't know that pain can travel across space, that thought itself can carry a vibration. Someone thinking of you in anger can send ripples through your field. Someone resenting your happiness can bind your joy. That's how toxic energy finds its way home. It pretends to care while quietly feeding on what keeps you alive. The curse grows stronger each time you replay the past. You don't notice it at first, it feels like reflection. But there's a fine line between remembering and reliving. And tonight, Raphael shows you that line. The wind grows still. The air thickens. You hear a low hum that isn't from outside, it's coming from within your aura, vibrating like a chord that's been struck too many times. You sense 7 waves of energy pulsing outward, each representing a day in the cycle. Monday, doubt. Tuesday, fatigue. Wednesday, confusion. Thursday, sadness. Friday, anger. Saturday, detachment. Sunday, numbness. Then, the loop resets. Again and again. You kneel, pressing your hand to your heart, and whisper, Raphael, why does this shadow keep following me? And his voice answers, steady and clear, because light always creates a shadow, my child. The difference is, the healed ones walk with it, not under it. You realize then that healing is not about destroying darkness, it's about transforming it into wisdom. Every wound carries a message. Every shadow hides a lesson. The people who drained you taught you boundaries. The betrayals taught you discernment. The losses taught you detachment. But the curse twisted those lessons into pain, keeping you looping in guilt and self-blame. You sit in silence and begin to breathe intentionally, 7 slow breaths, 1 for each day of the cycle. With each breath, you feel a cord releasing from your energy field, 1 attached to fear, 1 to anger, 1 to memories, 1 to judgment, 1 to shame, 1 to guilt, 1 to the past itself. You imagine the cords falling like dead vines, turning into mist under the emerald glow. The room feels lighter. Your vision clears. You see tiny sparkles floating in the air, fragments of your reclaimed power returning to you. You realize the truth Raphael wanted you to see, the shadow was never your enemy. It was the mirror showing you how powerful you truly are. And yet, part of you still trembles. Because breaking this curse means letting go completely, of stories, identities, even versions of yourself that once kept you safe. Raphael reminds you of an ancient teaching from the Book of Tobit, when Tobias and Raphael drove away the demon Asmodeus not with violence, but with sacred smoke made from the heart and liver of a fish. The symbolism was clear: healing requires heart, love, and liver, courage. The curse doesn't fear light, it fears you remembering who you are. You whisper softly, "I forgive them." And in that moment, a gust of wind passes through your room, gentle but undeniable. You sense something shift in the unseen. A door that was once locked now creaks open. You realize forgiveness isn't about others, it's about cutting the cords that bind you. But the curse is not gone yet. It retreats, hides, waits for the next weakness to surface. Raphael warns you gently, do not mistake silence for surrender. The curse is watching your faith. You stand taller. You look around your space and begin to clear it, not out of fear, but preparation. You light a candle, whisper a prayer, and visualize your home glowing in emerald radiance. You reclaim your ground. You decide that no energy not born of love may cross this threshold again. Outside, the sky begins to rumble. A light drizzle starts. It's not storm, it's cleansing. Every drop that touches the earth carries Raphael's vibration, cooling, purifying, reminding. You breathe it in, and the tension in your chest melts away. You understand now that the shadow followed you home not to haunt you, but to be healed by you. You are not the victim of this energy, you are its liberator. You were chosen not because you are weak, but because your heart holds the frequency that can transmute what others fear to face. As night returns, you feel Raphael's presence again, soft wings brushing your spirit. The whisper returns, full of grace and promise, tomorrow, the emerald flame will awaken. And when it does, the curse will begin to unravel from its core. You close your eyes, hands over your heart, whisper one more word before sleep takes you, thank you. And somewhere in the heavens, Raphael's emerald light shines brighter, preparing for what comes next. The emerald flame awakens. The night passes quietly, but something in the air has changed. When you wake, there's a pulse beneath your skin, not painful, but rhythmic, alive. The room feels different too. The sunlight entering through the window has a greenish tint, soft and glowing, as if heaven itself has filtered it through Raphael's aura. You inhale, and your lungs fill with a sweetness you can't describe, something between dew, rain, and memory. You remember Raphael's last words before sleep, tomorrow, the emerald flame will awaken. And now, it has. You sit up, and for the first time, you notice the energy in your body moving like liquid light. It travels from your heart to your palms, from your palms to your breath, from your breath to the space around you. It hums quietly, like the echo of distant bells. You realize this isn't just healing, it's awakening. The curse had buried your light beneath fear, but the emerald flame is rising from the ashes, burning through layers of pain with mercy instead of fire. Raphael's voice enters your awareness again, not loud, not booming, but soft enough to command attention. You cannot heal what you hide from. The flame reveals not to shame, but to free. At that moment, visions begin to unfold before your eyes. Not hallucinations, memories seen through divine clarity. You see yourself at different stages of your life, moments when you gave too much, trusted too fast, forgave too soon. You see the faces of those who drained you, and the version of you that allowed it. The emerald flame burns through the emotional cords connecting each memory, not erasing the past but transforming its weight into wisdom. You feel warmth spread across your chest, intense, radiant, but gentle. It's as though someone placed sunlight directly into your heart. Every beat becomes a declaration: I am healing. I am free. I am whole. Raphael's wings shimmer behind you, unseen but unmistakable. He guides your focus inward, toward the flame. Do not fight the heat, he whispers. It is your soul remembering its true vibration. You close your eyes and surrender to the rhythm. The flame begins to dance, a swirl of emerald, gold, and white. You feel it cleansing your blood, aligning your heartbeat with divine timing. It moves up to your throat, clearing words you never spoke, the truths you buried to keep peace, the cries you silenced to seem strong. You cough lightly, releasing the energy as a sigh. The room vibrates. The curse trembles. For a brief second, you see its shape, a dark mist hovering in the corner of the room. It doesn't have a face, only a shifting form. It watches, waiting, as if deciding whether to fight or flee. But you're not afraid. You stand tall, lift your hand, and say softly, I see you. But you no longer have a home here. The emerald flame expands in response, not as fire, but as light that bends reality itself. The shadow hisses, then dissolves, evaporating into nothing. The silence that follows is almost holy. You realize this isn't just symbolic, something spiritual truly left your space. The air becomes cool again. You breathe easier. But the flame continues to burn, calmer now, pulsing with divine intelligence. Raphael's voice returns, echoing through your heart. This is what you were created for, not to chase light, but to be it. The emerald flame is your inheritance. Guard it with peace, not fear. You sit in that stillness for a long time. The world outside moves on, cars pass, birds sing, time flows, but inside your room, eternity feels near. You're surrounded by soft emerald mist, and your senses heighten. You feel every heartbeat as an echo of heaven. You hear distant whispers, not frightening, but loving. They sound like choirs of angels, reciting old verses of healing that once guided kings and prophets through despair. Then Raphael reminds you of a truth few remember. When Tobias followed me across the desert, he did not know I was an angel. He only trusted the light in my eyes. That faith healed his father's blindness. You understand what that means for you. The emerald flame doesn't demand proof. It requires faith, the kind that believes healing is possible even when the wound is still fresh. You remember every time you almost gave up, every night you thought you'd never feel light again, every prayer whispered into silence. All of it led here. Every fall, every loss, every delay, all of it prepared your soul for this awakening. You lift your hands again, palms open, and speak aloud, Raphael, let your flame fill every cell, every memory, every space I once abandoned. And it does. You feel tingling sensations travel up your spine, into your skull, down your arms, through your legs. The emerald current merges with your breath, until your entire being vibrates with harmony. Tears fall, but they're not of pain, they're of recognition. You finally remember what divine love feels like when it touches a human heart. For the first time in years, your mind is silent. No anxiety. No overthinking. No replaying of the past. Just peace. And in that peace, Raphael speaks once more. The curse weakens when you choose peace over proving, truth over reaction, and light over control. You understand now, every argument, every emotional trigger was designed to steal your focus. The more distracted you became, the more the curse fed. But when you returned to your center, this flame, it lost its grip. You rise to your feet, your body lighter than ever before. The emerald flame swirls gently around your heart like a living halo. You walk to the mirror and notice something extraordinary. Your eyes shimmer faintly green. Not glowing, but alive, like sunlight reflected in deep water. You smile, realizing that this isn't imagination. This is your energy field renewing itself. Outside, the rain has stopped. A beam of sunlight breaks through the clouds, landing directly where you stand. You close your eyes and let it merge with the emerald light inside you, heaven meeting soul, spirit meeting matter. And in that radiant silence, Raphael's final words for the day flow through your being like poetry. The flame within you is eternal. Guard it through kindness, feed it with gratitude, and it will guide you through every shadow that dares to return. You bow your head. The healing continues, but now, it has a pulse, a sacred rhythm that whispers, you are becoming whole. The trial of reflection and renewal. The next morning greets you not with calm, but with silence so deep it almost hums. The emerald flame still burns gently in your chest, but now it reveals what lies beneath the healing, the truth you've avoided seeing. Raphael's voice lingers like mist. To be free, you must face the mirror of your own soul. You breathe slowly, steadying yourself. The air tastes different today, sharper, clearer, alive with purpose. You know this is the phase Raphael spoke of, the trial of reflection and renewal. The light cannot expand without confronting the darkness that remains inside you. It isn't punishment, it's purification. You close your eyes and suddenly, you're no longer in your room. You find yourself standing in a vast hall made of emerald glass, shimmering like frozen light. The floor reflects your image 1,000 times over. Each reflection moves slightly differently, showing fragments of your story, every smile, every heartbreak, every moment of silence you ever endured. You walk through them slowly, your bare feet echoing on the glass. Raphael stands at the end of the hall, radiant and calm. His eyes carry galaxies, filled with compassion, but unflinching truth. This is your soul's reflection, he says. What you see here are the echoes that shaped your journey. The curse was never just around you, it lived within these unhealed memories. One by one, the reflections step forward. Each one represents a version of you that still clings to something: fear, guilt, disappointment, regret. You feel your throat tighten as you recognize them. There's the child who felt unseen. The friend who forgave too easily. The lover who stayed too long. The dreamer who doubted their own worth. Each reflection whispers the same question: do you still need me? You want to look away, but Raphael's voice guides you gently, do not turn from them. Love them, and they will dissolve. You take a deep breath, place your hand over your heart, and whisper, I forgive you. I thank you. You can rest now. Immediately, the reflections begin to fade, not vanish, but melt into streams of emerald light, returning to your core. Every time one disappears, your body grows lighter, your heartbeat stronger. You feel yourself reassembling, not into who you were, but who you were meant to be. Raphael steps closer. His presence feels like 1,000 heartbeats in sync with your own. Every reflection was a lesson, he says. The pain taught you compassion. The betrayal taught you strength. The silence taught you to listen to the divine. You nod, tears streaming down your face, but this time they carry no sorrow. They sparkle, glowing faintly as they fall, absorbed into the emerald floor beneath your feet. The hall begins to shift. The walls ripple like water, turning into mirrors of light. Suddenly, you see faces from your past, not enemies, not strangers, but souls you once called family, friends, lovers. Their eyes meet yours. For a moment, you feel the weight of every unresolved word, every misunderstood silence. Then Raphael whispers, say the words they could not hear. You inhale deeply and speak softly, I release you. I forgive you. I send you peace. With each sentence, the air vibrates. The faces begin to smile, one by one, before dissolving into golden dust. You realize this isn't about them, it's about you reclaiming the parts of your spirit you left behind with them. Then, the hall grows brighter, blindingly so. The emerald light expands until it fills everything. You feel it entering your cells, your mind, your soul. The weight lifts completely. You're free. But just as relief floods through you, a new image emerges, a single dark figure standing at the far end of the hall. It looks like you, but older, heavier, burdened. The figure whispers, what about me? You recognize this one, the version of yourself that never believed healing was possible. The one that stayed behind while the rest of you grew. The part that still fears losing everything again. You walk toward it. The air around you shimmers, trembling between light and shadow. I'm not leaving you behind, you whisper. I'm taking you home. You extend your hand. The shadow hesitates, then takes it. The moment your fingers touch, the emerald flame bursts into a column of light. The entire hall shakes, and Raphael's wings unfold across the horizon, wrapping both of you in divine radiance. The shadow version dissolves into your heart, its pain transforming into strength. You finally feel whole. As the light settles, Raphael's voice fills the air, warm and infinite. This is renewal, not forgetting the past, but reclaiming your power from it. You are no longer fractured. You are complete. You open your eyes, and you're back in your room. Morning sunlight floods through the curtains, brighter than before. Everything feels new, the air, the sound, even your heartbeat. You look at your hands and see faint patterns of emerald light tracing your veins, pulsing with life. You sit quietly, absorbing what just happened. Every breath feels sacred. Every thought feels aligned. You realize that the curse has weakened further, almost gone now, but not entirely. Raphael tells you that the final test is still to come, the test of rebirth. He speaks gently, his voice like calm wind through trees. In renewal comes responsibility. You are healed not just for yourself, but for every soul that still walks in darkness. The light you carry must now be shared. You nod silently. You understand that true healing isn't escape, it's service. The emerald flame within you is meant to guide others through their storms, just as Raphael guided you through yours. Outside, the rain has stopped completely. A rainbow arcs across the sky, faint, but unmistakable. You smile, realizing it's a sign: 7 colors, 7 days, 7 stages of release. The curse that once drained you is now dissolving into beauty. You whisper softly, "Thank you, Raphael." And his reply echoes inside your heart, tender and eternal. Child of the emerald flame, your renewal is complete. Prepare now for rebirth. You close your eyes, and in the silence that follows, the light within you hums, gentle, steady, eternal. The rebirth through holy light. The night before the 7th day is quiet. There are no storms, no voices, no resistance, only stillness, vast and alive. You can feel the emerald flame moving softly inside your chest now, no longer as fire, but as breath, calm, rhythmic, eternal. The curse has almost lost its grip. You can sense it trying to cling to the last fragment of your old identity, the final thread of fear that kept it alive. Raphael's voice, gentle yet commanding, speaks once more: "This is your dawn of rebirth. You will not return to who you were, you will rise as who you were always meant to be." You inhale deeply. The air feels lighter, the colors around you sharper, as though the veil between heaven and earth has thinned. The world looks new, not because it has changed, but because you have. Your vision carries clarity now. Every sound, every shadow, every scent feels sacred. You realize that rebirth doesn't begin with a miracle outside you. It begins the moment you believe light still lives within you. You step outside under the night sky. The air hums faintly with angelic energy. You raise your gaze, and there, beyond the stars, a faint green shimmer flows across the heavens, like northern lights made just for you. Raphael's wings spread through the aurora, unseen by most, yet felt by your soul like a heartbeat echoing through eternity. You have walked through shadow, fire, and memory, he says. Now, child of the emerald flame, breathe, for every breath you take now belongs to heaven. You breathe in. It feels like the first real breath of your life. Your body tingles, energy flowing like rivers of light through your veins. The curse can no longer survive here, not in this vibration, not in this truth. You feel it unraveling, thread by thread, dissolving into dust. The weight leaves your shoulders, your spine straightens, and your heartbeat steadies into divine rhythm. Every cell in your being whispers, "Freedom." Raphael steps closer, radiant, immense, yet tender as wind. He holds out his hand, and in his palm glows a single emerald crystal, pulsing softly like a living heart. "This," he says, "is the memory of your healing. Keep it not as a weapon, but as a promise, that light will always find you, even in the deepest night. You take it, and as your fingers close around it, the crystal melts into your skin, merging with your pulse. The emerald light is no longer separate from you, it is you. You have become the flame. You feel your soul expanding. Past lives flash before you, brief glimpses of every version of you that ever carried pain, love, hope. All merging, aligning, forgiven. The curse's energy, once black and heavy, now shimmers like dust, transforming into pure light before disappearing into the air. Raphael's voice grows softer, closer to a whisper. The emerald current does not end in healing, it begins there. You are now a vessel of restoration. When others stand where you once stood, you will remember this feeling and guide them home. You stand in silence, tears falling freely. They are not tears of grief anymore, but gratitude, for every lesson, every scar, every test that brought you to this moment. You realize the curse was never your punishment, it was your initiation. You were never meant to stay broken. You were meant to shine through the cracks. Raphael's wings fold gently around you. The air thickens with divine peace, wrapping you in warmth that feels like being held by heaven itself. His whisper comes again, the world will test your new light. It will tempt you to return to old habits, old doubts, old fears. But remember, emerald light does not forget. It remembers you even when you forget yourself. You nod, understanding. Rebirth isn't a moment, it's a choice made over and over again, to love when it's easier to close, to forgive when it's easier to hate, to shine when it's easier to hide. As Raphael's form begins to fade into the aurora above, you hear one final message, soft as the wind. Whenever you feel lost, close your eyes and breathe. The emerald flame will answer. I am with you, not above you, not around you, but within you. The stars shimmer. The world feels infinite. The curse has ended. You turn and walk back inside, the world glowing faintly green around you. You can feel Raphael's light moving through your breath, your words, your heartbeat. The same energy that once drained you now flows outward, healing everything it touches. You whisper quietly to yourself, I am free. I am light. I am whole. Outside, dawn begins to rise. The first sunlight touches your window, and for the briefest moment, it turns emerald, heaven's signature upon your rebirth. You smile, knowing you've passed the trial. The 7-day curse is gone, replaced by something eternal. You are no longer haunted, you are awakened. Breathe now. Raphael is still here with you. If these words reached your soul, this is your divine sign, the emerald light has already touched your energy. Don't ignore it. The reason you found this message is not by chance. Raphael chooses those who are ready to rise from exhaustion into power, from chaos into calm. Take a moment and breathe. If you felt chills, tears, or peace while listening, that's Raphael confirming your connection. You were meant to hear this. You were meant to be freed. Type Amen in the comments right now. It's more than a word, it's a declaration to the universe that you accept your healing. Subscribe to this channel if your heart feels drawn, not out of routine, but because your soul knows it belongs among light. Every message here carries a vibration meant to guide, protect, and awaken you. Together, we walk under the wings of the archangels, together, we remember what heaven sounds like. And if you feel called to share this message, do it. You never know whose darkness your light might break. The emerald current flows through every act of kindness, every prayer whispered for another. Let the healing continue. Let the light grow. Let Raphael guide you home.